It's time to go beyond the headlines, cause I don't put in overtime just so I can headline. Okay, now it's Fox Sports, I'm live with Renee. Going hard every day, sports rapping every play. Different segments for your favorites, coming at you daily with positive vibes, yeah, we some game changers. Basketball, football, soccer, with different interviews, you never know who may pop up. Listen, only on Beyond the Headlines, this is Beyond the Headlines. Only on Beyond the Headlines, this is Beyond the Headlines. Only on Beyond the Headlines, this is Beyond the Headlines with Renee Washington.
All right, everyone, it is time for our positive vibes only segment here on Beyond the Headlines with Renee Washington. So joining us from New Jersey, the best state, of course, we've got Quandell Iglesia, the founder and president of SNJ Millenials. Welcome to the show, Quandell.
Renee, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
This has been long awaited, and I'm so happy to finally have you here to be able to talk about the work that you're doing with SNJ Millenials. But before we even get into that, I have to ask you, I've been asking everyone, what is your new normal since dealing with COVID-19?
So my new normal is actually setting a routine, getting up, like in despite of whatever's happening around me, just at least getting up, getting dressed, getting in the shower, getting ready for the day, and getting out of my bedroom. Because I realize that I can't get anything done if I'm stuck in the room.
Yeah, and you know what? That's so simple, but that's something that goes a long way, because I know if you try to work if I try to work in my room on, anything, I will literally find myself getting deeper and deeper into bed, getting more and more comfortable, eventually falling asleep. So I get that. Totally get that. Yeah, you've done better than me, because I'm still in my pajamas always. It's like, which pajamas am I going to wear today?
Right.
But tell us about SNJ Millenials. I mean, you're the founder and president of it. Can you just explain to everybody else what SNJ Millenials is all about?
Yeah, so I mean, we're super grateful to be in the position that we're in, but we're only 3 years old, and we provide revolutionary workshops, networking mixers, and business educational resources for young business professionals. And then we have the mission of bringing generations together through our 3 ways of partnership, and that's support, which is financially, mentorship is through our mentorship program we developed, and then volunteering. Like I said, we have a presence in every single county in South Jersey. And we have roughly, who renewed this year, we have roughly about 100 or so members who just recently renewed. But as I said, we're all about, as I said, most people are going to college or going to a trade school or receiving some type of education, and they don't know how to use that education and get acclimated to the workplace or get acclimated to the business place. So that's what our organization is all about that hands-on experience.
I love that. And you know what? You're working in an area and with a demographic that definitely has a need for that. I mean, I tell people all the time, I have a lot of people that reach out to me asking about being a reporter, and they'll reach out and say, what can I do? But or not mostly, but there are a handful of people that reach out like, can you give me a job? Hi, my name is Renee. Can you give me a job? And I'm like, I don't know you.
Right.
And I don't just give out jobs, or else I would have a much better job than what I'm doing right now. But I mean, so what I'd say that jokingly to shine light on the fact that just how I won't say clueless, but how much information and guidance
Correct.
a lot of young professionals need, especially when you talk about that college age, just getting out of college. There's really so much, you're just thrown into it. And classes are great, but they don't really fully help you navigate the work world and being an adult. So
I agree 100%.
You talk about the support, the mentorship, and the volunteering. I mean, what even made you decide to create this in the first place? I mean, you're young yourself, and to take your experiences and build a network of people to give back is incredible. So what really made you even get this
appreciate going? That. Yeah, I mean, I would really say going back to when I was in high school, when I had my photography company, and going out to different networking events and not feeling good enough, or feeling like you're judged, or you don't really know what you're doing, or you really don't have the experience. Getting all those different pre-noted just experiences. And I think that that's what really pushed me to launch the organization, just through that feeling of like, wow, like I haven't yet been in an environment where I'm supported 100%. So, and I realized that a lot of young people were feeling the exact same way. So how can I change that narrative and do something about it?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I think that is you don't really have that confidence at all when you first step into the work world because
Yeah.
you don't there's so much you just don't know. And so when you're around people that have been established and you're talking about like any level of position, CEOs or whoever, it is very intimidating. Very intimidating. So, what made you specifically focus on the South Jersey area? Are you looking to grow beyond that? Or, I know it is a large area that you're working with to begin with, but is this something that, or should just ask, what's the direction that you're looking to continue to grow SNJ Millennials as you are in year 3 now?
Yes. So definitely being able to deepen our relationships in each county. Once again, we have about do have 7 counties in South Jersey. So really being able to deepen our relationships and grow our membership base. So it's not just, a few from each county, really going deeper and having deeper relationships with people in, the Southern Jersey counties. And then once again, through the power of us being in New Jersey, like being so close to New Jersey, PA, it's New Jersey, PA, Delaware. We've already started, receiving members from other, really those other states, which is great as well. So we have reach, we have relationships with people from New Jersey, PA, Delaware. So it's great to be able to see that cultivate as well. So it's not necessarily just
Yeah.
Southern New Jersey, but we're seeing relationships organically, just happen. I remember our I believe it's our second year. No, I believe it was our first year anniversary. We had a food truck company come out from Delaware. They're like, "Hey, we love what you're doing. We want to get involved." So we're starting to see more and more of that, which is super
Yeah.
powerful.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that's the thing, that continue to expand the people that you're working with. So now you have the opportunity, as you talk about, to work with people that are beyond just the 7 counties in South Jersey.
Correct.
So with your events that you look to put together, I mean, what kind of events are they? You talk about your 2-year anniversary event that you had with food trucks. What types of events should people expect that you really put on to allow this networking, connecting, learning, and educating to happen organically?
Yeah. So we have a monthly event. It's either a workshop, panel, or a networking event. And really it's just to connect and bring people together. And then we also have our inaugural Spring into Wellness Fair, where we partner with it's connect really ultimately connecting the communities through beauty, health, and wellness. And we do an inaugural Spring into Wellness, and then we have our annual 30 under 30 gala where we recognize business professionals throughout the tri-state area. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Lucian's Manor in Berlin, but we have our
Yes.
there every year. Um, we have a few board members who work with Lucian's on a regular basis on our board. So as I said, we truly love having our events there. But I said like through those events are those are our 2 main big events, and then we also have now we started different virtual reality. So we do bi-weekly calls with our members, and then we have our monthly events still scheduled as planned, and we're bringing different decision makers to the table via Skype and via Zoom and via Facebook Live, and being able to share that way as well. So we didn't stop just because of the change in pace, but we were just able to reinvent ourselves just ever so slightly. And I feel so it's been great because it's forcing us to, once again, like I was discussing earlier, talking about earlier, is digging deeper with our members and how can we dig deep beyond the events. So I think that this is a perfect opportunity for us to dig a little deeper. So I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what the coronavirus has forced everyone to do, to reevaluate the work that you do and ways that you can continue to reach people. And if you can continue to reach people with social distancing and stay-at-home orders, you should be able to reach people when things do return back to normal. So it now
Exactly.
allows you to kind of like reevaluate your business plan, so to speak, to be able to better connect with people in all ways. So now you have that built-in system that allows you to connect via Skype and Zoom and things like that. You did mention though, Lucian's Manor, and for anyone that lives in the area, or I'm sorry, for anyone that does not live in the area and doesn't know how beautiful Lucian's Manor is, I have been to a wedding. I went to a wedding there for my cousin got married there, and oh my goodness, it is gorgeous. So if these are the types of people that you're working within the connections in terms of providing entrepreneurs opportunities to really network with business professionals. My goodness, that's incredible.
Yeah,
Because
we love it. We absolutely love it
yeah,
there, and they're super supportive year one and year two. So
oh
we're
my
looking forward to
goodness,
keep it
when I
going.
get married, because one day will, I will
Right,
remember this conversation and see if you can
right,
get me some
definitely,
connections.
definitely.
No, but all jokes aside, that's a big part of this is to provide professional connections that really can help, that are in positions of successful positions in all different markets. So what are the areas that you look to target in terms of the people that you're bringing in to help these young millennials? It seems like it's not tied to any specific job or career industry. It seems very widespread.
Right. So I believe the plus side with this is the fact that we are reaching all of Southern New Jersey. So we do have, for example, like Ascenta Healthcare. We have Virtua. We have different salons and spas. We have like companies like Lucian. So we have the larger companies, and then we also have the smaller companies like the mom and pop real estate company or the mom and pop catering company. So we do have a vast variety, and then we have like, for example, the nonprofits who are part of the organization, both medium, large, both medium and large. So it's like it's not just one niche of profession. It's really a vast variety. So no matter what you want to do in life, I truly do believe that we have individuals a part of the organization that we can mesh you up with and you can learn from. And once again, it's all about that continuous learning environment that we bring forth through the organization. So we truly do have a vast variety of members a part of our organization.
That is incredible. That's amazing. And that's something that now allows us to be even more beneficial to a young millennial because I'm sure everyone for the most part feels like there's something for them, and that's something that a lot of times when I used to look at career fairs and things like that, especially for me as a reporter, I would feel like there's no one that really fits what I'm trying to do in my career.
Right.
And then that in itself it deters you from wanting to go to those opportunities, to wanting to be a part of them because you always feel like you still don't fit in. It's a
Right.
career fair. There's no career for me. So, in terms of networking, you're now providing mentors and people that are working in a variety of areas. So for anyone that is looking to get um, their own work started, similar to what you're doing with SNJ Millennials, their own organization to help others, whether it be in a nonprofit, area or whatever it may be, what would be your advice to them as someone that's now in year 3 and has gone through, I guess there's maybe a honeymoon phase in business. I have no idea if that's a thing. Um,
Right.
but going from, having an idea, putting it into place, and now also continuing to execute it beyond the first year to now be in year 3.
So one thing that I've been talking on, especially relevant to COVID-19, for a lot of those people who now have the time, so there's no excuse now. It's now you do have the time to be able to get to work or be able to pursue something that you want to do, and even then, so sometimes you need to take that time to pause and just reevaluate everything else going around you. So just a few tips that I would say for that individual who's looking to pursue that business or get started with something that's been burning inside of them. Like I expressed, getting started was really just setting that routine, that daily routine, waking up, getting ready, having that time of reflection. And then after that, designing a plan, what are your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats pertaining to what you want to do? And what is that timeline that you're looking to get something completed? Hey, can I get this done by the end of the month, or can I get it done by the start of summer? What does that look like? And then once again, having that consistent execution in regards of doing. Because nine times out of 10, it's easy to get things started in a sense, but then that continuing factor, what does that look like? So making sure that, once again, setting your routine, designing a game plan, and then that consistent execution, what does that look like?
Yeah, and I think that's something that a lot of people miss is it's you have an idea, know how to get started, but you don't know how to continue to work through it. And I know that's something I heard as advice is don't plan anything or don't start anything during COVID-19 that you're not going to be able to maintain once we return back to normal. But I think
Correct.
the same applies to business. Don't just start your business and like have this great fluffy plan and idea if you don't plan to continue it and have it be something, unless you want it to be a temporary quick thing. But if
Correct.
you want it to be something long term, you have to plan long term. What are we going to do past year one, past year two, as we have any type of hurdles financially or logistically.
Right.
So that's a great those are great points of advice. Where can our listeners follow you, or even if anyone is listening that's a young millennial that wants to get more information on the work that you're doing, especially now that you are working digitally and providing Zoom conferences and things like that for young millennials that now maybe someone outside of New Jersey or outside of Pennsylvania can even
Right.
be part of.
Yeah, you could definitely connect with me on all social media platforms at Quandell. And then in addition to that, through my social media account, you'll be able to like look and find everything for the organization as well, which is at SNJ Millenials. So once again, we're always putting out information, resources, and different things to be able to best serve you. So definitely take advantage of everything that we have to offer, especially the events and being able to connect with different thought leaders in different domains of society. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining the show. I really appreciate you making time. I'm glad we finally were able to get you on the
Yes,
show and
definitely.
share all the great work you're doing with SNJ Millennial. So it's been a pleasure having you here on Beyond the Headlines with Renee Washington. And I hope that people really do take the time to look into what you're doing and especially young millennials to take advantage of these resources you're providing. So I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm looking forward to next time, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right.
We'll be having this conversation when it becomes like USA millennials or like
Right.
Region 1 millennials or global
Exactly.
millennials or something. I
Right.
don't know.
Right.
But thank you again.